Chad here, and in this video I just wanted to show you how to make a simple Facebook cover image for your Facebook group in the free program called GIMP. Now, I usually don't use GIMP, I usually use Adobe Photoshop, but many of you may not have Adobe Photoshop, and if you have Adobe Photoshop, you already know how to use it. So I wanted to make this tutorial with GIMP to show you how to make a simple Facebook page cover and some options that you can do with this free program. I'll have the link below. So anyways, the current size that an image needs to be uploaded to Facebook is, let me see here, 851 by 315. So what you want to do is when you open up this GIMP after you've installed it, you just go up to the File menu right here. Okay. Let's go there, and then you press a new. What comes up is this screen, create a new image. What we want to do is make sure it's the width is 851 pixels, so make sure that says px, then the height at 315, and then we press OK. So here's the size of the image, and you can do all kinds of stuff. Now here on the right here, this is your color options that you have right now. There's dual colors that you can pick and switch in between two. If you've ever worked with a graphics program, most of them have that. So basically our color is black and white. Let me show you the right hand side here. The right hand side here is your layers, and when you first make an image you have this background layer, and layers are cool because you can move them up and down, and we'll go more into that as we get into this tutorial. So this right here is what we're working on. Make sure that's selected, and it's the only one there, so it will be selected. For instance, let's look at the colors, black here, and since that color is black, let me change this to red so you can see that my funny drawings a lot better. Since this is black, if you take this right here, this is the paint bucket tool. If we take that and just put it on there, it'll make the whole thing black. Now, there's two colors here, and if we take the gradient tool, which is this one right here, this is the gradient tool. All right, and we just take that gradient tool and hold down the, what is this, the left button here. You can see that it starts to make a gradient depending where you let go of the button. So you hold it down, you drag it, you can play around with that. I kind of like it like that. If you change the color here, of course, to red, what will happen is it'll be red and white. Sorry, my mouse is not being good. That's why it's making all these weird colors. It's letting itself loose by itself. But I'm going to turn that back to black. Now, you want to find a background image for your Facebook group that represents your group. I'm just going to go to Google Images right now and look for a road picture. Of course, you will always want to get an image that is not copyrighted, but for now I'm just going to use this. I've opened this up in Firefox, and what I just do is right click and I go to copy image. What I can do is go back into GIMP and press Control V, or right click and press edit and paste, or you can go up here to this edit menu and press paste. So let's paste that on there. So as you can see now, I still have my gradient tool on there, and I don't want to have my gradient tool on, so I will press this tool right here that allows you to move things around. Now let's talk about layers here. Now back to the right here, if you look, another layer here, right there, we have our background, and we have, I'm going to teach you a little bit about layers in GIMP. Now this layer right here is actually this image right here, so I'm just going to name that road. I just double clicked on there. Now if I take, you can move, when you have layers, like different images and whatnot on here, if I take this layer and hold down my left key and move it above, I can't see it anymore because these layers work above each other. Which one's ever on the top is layered over the next. So what you can do here also is when you click on a layer and it's selected, there's an opacity thing here, and I'm going to do this. you can just drag this opacity down. As you can see, up and down, it kind of makes the background come in from the road. And so what I'm going to do, and there's all kinds of different modes here you can use. These are common also, Adobe Photoshop, overlay. They all make different effects here. Dodge, some of them not too much. Burn. I'm just going to leave this on normal, and you hold the mouse key over this opacity. I'm going to make it like that. Next, always in this picture, in your Facebook cover, you want to have your image in there because you're going to want to start branding yourself. So we go up to the right-hand corner here, left-hand corner, I'm sorry. Oops, I hit the wrong button there. Do this again. And you want to go to Open as Layers. And what this will do, it's right here, Open as Layers. When you use this, my mouse is not working. When you click on that, you can bring in an image into your image that will be a layer. So I'm just going to use this Chad one right here. And so there I go. I've got my big picture there. And to just show you what layers do again, if I took the road and moved it above there, you can see my picture goes under there. And since I have my opacity on the road, you can still see my image through there. But of course, if I took this opacity and put it up, that image would disappear. But I want my image on top, so I'm just going to hold down my left mouse button, move it up, and there I go. So what do I do with this image? What I'm going to do is resize it, and you do that with this tool right here. You zoom in there, it's this right here. Yes, I really suck at drawing with my mouse. So we're going to click that, and as you can see, my image is selected kind of oddly with all these grids. You hold down with your left mouse button, and you can move that and close it in like that. And then you can press Scale, and that makes my image smaller. Now you can just press M for GIMP. M on GIMP program to change it back to this move button, move tool, and Shift T to move it to this. So we can make that even smaller here and press Scale again. Now, if you do anything wrong and you want to go back a step, say you deleted your picture or totally screwed it up. Let's say I did this. Yeah. And I didn't want it to look like that. I go, what am I going to do now? You can simply press Control-Z on your keyboard and it will go back. Or for those of you that aren't too good with keyboard shortcuts, I love them. Once you learn them, it takes a while to remember them, but they're well worth it. You can do this. You can go up here to the Edit menu and go Undo right there. So let me click on the Edit menu, and then you click on Undo, or again, Control-Z. So that's a pretty good size, and I'm going to press M on my keyboard because that's easier for me than always clicking on this tool there, and I'm going to move it right there. I'm just going to show you a little trick that you can use. You can just leave it like this, but what I'm going to do is there's actually a few things you can do. You can while you make sure you're always selecting what you're working on, which layer you're working on. So I'm making sure my Chad here. I'm just going to type in there Chad picture. Yeah, and then have it selected. You can go to filters here, and you can do all kinds of stuff. To play around, artistic, cartoony stuff, decor. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But I just wanted to show you that so you could have those options there. But what I wanted to show you is you can duplicate this here. I like to do that when I'm working with layers sometimes, just in case I screw something up. You can right click on a layer and duplicate it. So I have two of them. These eyes right here, let me show you that. The eyes, if you click on there, it makes it show that layer or it makes it disappear. So if I were to disappear both of those, I wouldn't have my picture there anymore. But let's have one there and make sure it's selected. Now, what I'm going to do is go and use this elliptical tool right here. And that's this tool right there, this one to the left. Let me go back there and click on there. And what I'm going to do is make a circle around my face. Now again, make sure that that layer is selected that you're working with. And I'm going to just kind of move this around my face like this and like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and make sure feather, I think feather right here, feather edges, I can zoom in on that for you, is checked to do this effect that I'm about to show you. And you can choose the radius that you want it to be feathered. It does different things. So I'm just going to leave it, I'm going to put it 17. Then from there, you can right click and go to select and press invert. Or you can go up here and go to select and press invert. So once it's inverted, what you can do is right click again and then go to edit and cut. And it gives this nice, cool looking thing around it there. Okay, I'm going to select none. And let's just select the background there. You can see it give it a little feathered edge to the picture. And that's how you could do that. Now again, if you didn't like what you just did, you can go to edit and undo move layer, and well, undo move layer some more, and then undo select none, and it'll keep on going down the list. But if you want to do that right away, if you make a mistake, Control Z or edit undo. Next, we're going to do text here, and I'm just going to do simple text. You just click on the text here, text tool. Pretty easy to see. It's got an A on there. And then you just click on to your image there. Now I'm going to change the color here to, let's just go white. And just drag that down. You can drag that to whatever color you like. And move this up and down on the side here to choose whatever color you like. And so I'm just going to choose a white and press OK. And then let's start typing in there. Chad Rego. Now that you can see, you're going like, why is it looking all weird? That's because you can see it's under my road layer. And you know, that actually looks kind of cool. But I'm going to drag it above that. I'm going to take that layer and drag it above so it's like that. But you know, I kind of like that. So a trick you can do is just go to opacity while Chad is selected and kind of just make it kind of go into the road there, So we'll just have a white background there. So if there are times, I don't know how the default works for this, but you may find that it looks kind of funny. It looks not jaggedy and you want it to look smooth. That's because this anti-aliasing is not checked. You can see that when I check that, the text becomes much smoother. And that's how I want it to look. So that's how I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to put Chad Rego. Now if you want to change the fonts, I'm going to double click to select it all. You can do that by going right here and clicking on this thing right here. Now I can change this font to whatever I like. And I'm just going to change it back to Impact, and I can type that out here, and that will actually come up. So what I'm going to do is just Chad's. And this title, you want to put that exclusive name that you used to name your group. So I'm done with that, and I'm going to put this up here. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong layer. I'm going to have to go back up here and grab my text layer, and I'm going to move that right up here. What you can do here is add a shadow. Make sure this is selected, and then go to Tools, Filters, here in the Filters, and Light and Shadow, and then drop shadow. And that's supposed to pop up, but it doesn't. There you go. Now, you could play around with this, but I usually just would leave it at this normal and press OK. You could kind of see a shadow coming there. And what happens now, if I move this, the shadow's all by itself. So you can, it kind of moves around and you can kind of see it. You can also make the opacity less. Your shadow is drop shadow right here. You want to lock these two layers, and you do that by clicking right here. And now when I move that layer, the shadow also moves with it. As you can see, it's behind that layer. How would you go about that? Quiz. How would you get that? Oh gosh, I moved the wrong thing again. Control Z, I love it. How would I get that above there? I would take my picture here and move it above, and that's all it would. That's how it would work. Or I move this one down below it. There we go. But we're not going to keep it that way. So let's just move this back up here. Let's go ahead and add that mastermind. This video is kind of getting long here, but I'm just going to put that there. Change this to white too. And I'm going to change this. Well, let's just type in there first. Mastermind. Now I typed it in there, but you can see that it's not showing. What you want to do is grab this and move it out. And now you can see that it's this was blocking its way. You can drag these by holding the left mouse key there. And I'm going to change the size. Let's go here. And let's go to pixels. And bring this down. And I'd probably even change the lettering. Let's try mastermind. Wow, that's pretty interesting. And you know what? I'm not going to make this one perfect because it's to show you how this works. But I'm going to leave that like that. And just, as you can see, it looks funky. It doesn't look sharp. Let's click on that again. That's the anti-aliasing. Somebody teach me how to say that correctly. Let's highlight that and press on anti-aliasing. And now it should look nice and smooth. So let's do this, Chad's Mastermind, and let's take my image and move. I'm going to like GIMP more and more. Like I said, I usually use Photoshop, but you know, after playing around with it, it's not that bad. It can get the job done. Also, in this area, in your Facebook cover, you want to make sure for this method, you need to make sure you put some rules in there. So I've got some here. I'm just going to copy, and I'm going to make another text. And let's make that text box maybe that big. And then I'm going to just paste my text in there. And of course, I am going to change, I can press Control A. Also, to select all of them, let's make this smaller. Not that small, because you can't see that even if you're an ant. So let's, I'm not going to be too picky. Again, this video seems like it's getting very long. Let's just do like a Tahoma or something like that. Oh, I pressed a shortcut key. Tahoma. There we go. Let's try Tahoma and see how that looks. Or now that's way underneath here, as you can see. We're going to bring it up and put it in the front, and we can see it just a little better there. Maybe I will change that to bold. Tahoma bold. Now the thing here is you need to put you want to put that up there because you don't want people spamming your board, because this is going to be a special place where people can share. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing again. What I'm going to do is actually pause the video, finish this up, and show you what you need to put on there. Now that you know what you can, how to do some of these things like making text and putting your image on there. Now, before I pause it, if there's anything on here that you don't ever, that you make a mistake, like you drag something on here or a text, or maybe you want to save it for later. Again, you can close the eye, hit the eye to make it close, or you can right click on what you select there and press delete layer, and that will delete whatever is there. So let me pause the video, finish this up, and then I'll come back and show you what else needs to be put on there. Hey, I'm back. So here we got what you need to put on there. What else you need to put on there is your name. Also, I think I left off where I said, you want to put a do not spam, one of your major rules on there, or any important rules you want to put on the image on your cover. Also, you want to put something like this that says you've been invited to this exclusive group only because you are a client or a student, or something that makes them feel this is a special group, and they were invited because they are. You have to approve them in this method, so they just can't join the group. They need to be approved, and you need to give them permission in a closed group. So you want to put something on there that says, you've been invited to this exclusive group because you're a client or student, especially if you already have customers that are joining the group. Make them feel special because it's going to be a special place. And finally, what you can do is save this by going to the cover there and go save as. I'm going to just save this in my documents. I'm going to save this. It's a XCF file, Chad GIMP file. And that, when you open that up, anytime you can edit any of these, you'll have your layers back. To get this on Facebook, you will want to go ahead and press a file that's compatible with Facebook, because they won't take the GIMP file, which is XCF, I believe. You go to File and you go to Export As, and from here you can select image types. And I like to do mine in PNG. So right here, I know it's coming up right here, PNG image, and I'm going to save that in let me see, documents. Let me just go to here and my Google Drive, and then I'm going to go to my Heart Projects. In my media files, I'm going to put this as Chad Mastermind Facebook cover. And then finally, we go up to Facebook. You can just leave these as is, compression level, and then press export. And then what we have to do next is go to Facebook and put that cover in. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm back in Facebook here, and when we're on our front page, all we do is go to upload photo, and I should have that photo I made here, Chad's Mastermind, and you just press open, and it will load it up there, and you can reposition. There's a reason why I left a little space under this area of the image, because as you can see, they have this name group right there, and if I had made it lower, it would have been covering. So there, and I press save, and that completes. You can always change or edit this, change group photo, or if you hit there, you can reposition it, and I think that looks fine right there, and press save. Now we've completed setting up our Facebook group for this business model. And I will see you in another post, and looking forward to teaching you more about what I learned about this.